I guess we're gonna call my radio station a random thought, born philosopher. Know thyself. Know thyself is already taken. So, but anyways, I was just thinking, right? Love, right? Perhaps the reason why I went back to Martin and I'm still watching it like on a regular basis because it's telling me something. What does Martin do? He just get on the radio and find things to talk about. So I can get a radio station and I'll be able to talk because I'm able to talk to myself. Talking to myself means talking to God, and God always has something to tell us. But what I was thinking right now was that love, right? You love who you love, right? Family, spouse, children, parents, whatever. I mean, that's all we have anyway for human beings, right? So, but when we die, right? Who is gonna love us enough to die with us? Nobody, right? Like nobody. So why is it that we spend our whole life worrying about what others think of us? Why is that? Why was I also diagnosed by this disease? I'm just now getting clear. I'm just now ridding of this concept out of my life because it's something that I was taught. It's not something that I am. Right? Everything that isn't benefiting me right now that I'm practicing, I was taught. Because think about it. I came to Earth just 35 years ago. The world was well ahead of what am I trying to say? I mean, well advanced and organized by the time I arrived. So who can I blame, really? Nobody, right? Like right now we are living in this fast-paced reality and information is like everywhere, especially for us in America, like at the tip of our finger, right? That because we are not acquiring the right type of information, we are getting lost. We are living in the land of opportunity country, but we're still poor, like the third world. Like, why should there be ghetto Section 8 in America when you think about it, when the country is disadvantaged? There are people that are as poor as people that are in third world. Anyways, right? So how did we get into this subject? What I wanted to say was that live for you. It is important to live. It's not important, actually. It's just that's what it is. You're here to live for you. We are not here to just fucking reproduce. No. Those days are over. They say the Bible said, God said, go reproduce, fill the earth. I think we've overfilled the earth. It's full now. Although I'm gonna sound like I'm self-contradicting because in my flight attendant journey, the one thing that I actually realized was that during descending, right? Like, whoa, every state has more empty land than the population. Right? Like when you're descending, you can look at it, like every state is like, it's empty, and where the people live is like crowded. We're like, we need to be around each other. No one is living in it. Like, we're not taking advantage of what Earth has to offer because we are confirming, we are too busy living next to each other, right? People fear to live in the middle of nowhere, right? Like, not many do that. Does that. What does that tell you? We are being taught the wrong thing at the right time. That is before the age 7. That is the right time to learn everything. Why is it still that way? Perhaps in the beginning it did serve its purpose. The plan for educational system, religion system, everything. Because man needed to be taught. Because the world was filled with all these fresh souls, right? Like we need to, yeah. But when those old souls pass away after creating what they create, those new souls are not going to continue the vision that this old soul created his creation when he created it. But this person is now gone, right? So it's like, if you ask me, we have more than enough for everyone to feel good. And that is what we want. Not everybody want to be filthy rich, or not everyone has the same definition for being rich. And that's what I love about humanity. That's what I love about God, our creator. He created us like so unique, with such an individual power and interest. And that's what makes us beautiful. Not everybody give a fuck about mansion. The point was about to feel luxury, whether you live in a mansion or not. The point is to have that feeling when you are inside the fashion, or like the mansion, or inside the museum, or inside this beautiful European church. Like how you feel. It's like, oh, the beauty is so glorious. Like these casinos you go to in Las Vegas, they make you feel beautiful. You can't help it. You can't help it, even if you're like broke as shit. You like, I'll walk around, see this palace. But for me, since I already feel rich, like right, I want to be able to shop because I love fashion. So to me, it doesn't work. But the buildings do make me feel rich, right? Like it makes me feel like, wow, look at God. It's one human being that fucking created, right? Like for example, I remember in Bellagio, right? The architecture is from Italy, right? He left his. It's what is it? He was sharing the Bellagio logo. It's actually his wife's initial. What does that tell you? This guy that loves his wife selfless. Like that is such a beautiful love. And imagine when he created, because he's a lovely person. Anyways, am I jumping off topic here? Going back to the love. That was the originality of my thought for this recording, right? Nobody will love you enough to die with you. So why do we give so much power for others' love? Why do we need love this much? Like the world we live in, we are desperate for love. Why is that? When we are actually love. We are enough support for our, we are enough and main source of inspiration for what we want to do. And I love it. That's what I stole that from Moon. She just said it right now. My new soul tribe from Australia, be the main source of inspiration for what you want to do. Okay? That's what she said exactly, quote to quote. But I believe because we are taught not to be, we are taught not to know ourselves, so we don't know what it means to be human. There's no manual. We don't, so like we're out here like animals. Being like animals. Eating animals, killing animals. It's like consuming a lot of animals. So it's like we're thinking like animals. I was walking on my morning walk, I believe it was yesterday, looking at all the cars in my complex, right? I was like, oh my gosh, all these cars. Like the owners are not living their truth. Because I feel like anybody that was living their truth. Again, I'm not expecting everyone that lives here is poor. No, there could be millionaires that are comfortable living looking like a regular life, but they're okay. Hey, it's a beautiful architecture that I live in. But I said to myself, how many? Really? And the majority, looking at their car, how broken it looks, no millionaire want to drive a broken car. Like, that's just not normal. Unless, they're like farmers or something that don't really give a shit about the city life. Right? But unless that, again, not every rich millionaire drives a Porsche. But at least it will be a decent car. That's just how life goes. When you have it, you're gonna, right? But like looking at all these, like 99% of the cars are like Toyota and Honda or Hyundai or Kia, right? There are Jeep, Mercedes, but rare, right? You don't see it everywhere. So I thought to myself, why? Is it me that's going crazy, or is it the world? But then I come back to my own. I bring myself, but then my own insanity is my sanity. Because all those I love and I admire are showing me what I need to see. And that's enough inspiration for me. What else can Beyonce do to inspire us to be ourselves and share what we are here to share with humanity? What else can she do? But people are like, oh, but Beyonce, the fuck? She wasn't born Beyonce. She birthed Beyonce. I wasn't born Sion TGS. I birthed Sion TGS. We are here to give birth to ourselves first, before, because think about it, bringing a child into earth, right? Like, I get it, a child comes to earth knowing everything, he doesn't need you. True, but is your child going to have the proper environment and tools to excel in what he was born knowing? That is the question. Because all of us were born knowing what we need to know as whole, as gods. But we learn through our organs. We imprint a lot of unnecessary neurological pattern that we continue to create a reality based on those patterns. So we conform. So we live around each other, we shop around each other, we eat what we eat, like the same thing. Does that make sense? It's like, look how like the pattern goes. It's like a chain of a fire of chain reaction, a chain reaction, whatever. I'm not saying it right. Right, because they already know. You teach a man until age 7, and then after that, like, that's it. What is the first thing we learn? I always say this, to tolerate boredom. That's the first thing school teaches us. A 5-year-old, bored as fuck, he already knows how to be bored now. Because that's how smart we are. People, I don't know, for me, I feel like I wasn't any smarter. I mean, I don't believe I know more, like, information-wise. But the way I felt when I was 8, 9 years old is the same way I feel now. Like, my intelligence, my emotional intelligent power, yes, it's strengthened. But I feel the same way. I process my emotions the same way as I did as a kid. So, like, do we really grow? Do we really change? If so, how? So it's like, I feel like, to me, understanding that is what's going to set us free. Because the majority of the world is not happy. That's all I care about. Because I look at my environment, right? It's like, I'm fortunate enough to drive all over town where I live in the state. I can see there are rich people. Yes, there are. But why does the number, start going smaller and smaller when you go to the rich people area, right? Like, they also live around each other, right? There's like a small, medium, large, and everywhere when it comes to riches, right? But what makes them different than me? That's my question. My whole life I wanted to be rich. But to me, riches, it wasn't to show off. I just wanted to be rich because I always want to do nothing. I love my own company. See, that's something that I didn't understand, that I was a writer from a young age, but I didn't understand what it meant to spend time by yourself. I didn't understand why I enjoyed being by myself. I didn't understand why I was so unbothered. My girlfriends, forget boyfriends, my girlfriends do not trust me. So they would drop by just to see what I'm doing at a random time. They just want to come, and then they would just like walk around my bedroom, just see, like, I'm sure they can feel the vibe, right? Like, and I'm like maybe writing or reading. And then Facebook came out, right? So right around when we graduated high school. So I'm like on Facebook, like, you're right. I was just so what is it that Oprah always says? People always said that she is so full of herself. And she's like, I didn't like it at first when she was younger. But now she's like, now I'm actually proud. it means if I'm full of myself, that means I can share. Because if I'm not full of myself, I can't share. Because being full of yourself means understanding yourself fully. And understanding yourself fully means understanding others. And that's when you become supernatural. When you understand others, you get to help, you start to create solutions for the problems out there. That's how it works. And each of us are born with something that we like and we dislike. And we are here to create a solution for what we dislike. And to create more of what we like. That's it. You see, I'm writing this self-help journey, my writings and my movies, right, are my way of creating solution for what I think is a problem in the world. And what I love is fashion, so I create more of that. Inspire people. Because those that are like self-sufficient needs to fucking feel good wearing my clothes. So of course I am proud of being a fashion designer. And I equally love being a fashion designer as a writer, as a teacher. Right? There's something that we love and there's something that we hate. And you can study that in children. You can literally, because they're like open book, you can see what they like and what they don't like. You can see what type of behavior, what kind of personality they have. From a young age, there are some kids that don't want to be bothered. Just leave them alone. They don't need you unless they're hungry, right? And then some children are like just so loving. They like to like they're needy. They want to be touched, right? Like, and it's like every child grows up to be a certain way, but it's who he is as a child that he's gonna become, unless he is taught otherwise. And all of us has become something else that we are not in this generation, the majority, because we were taught what we were not from the moment that we were capable of learning. So we learn to sacrifice our peace. We learn to sacrifice our love, ourselves. To me, sacrificing love means sacrificing yourself. How can I love someone when I'm sacrificing myself? How can I walk down that aisle and say I love you till death do us part when I don't even love myself? To me, if you have not created something to be useful in the world, you don't love yourself. So that means you are a liar. You don't love your children. You don't love your spouse. You don't. You just do it because that's what normal is for you. That's not what normal is, but that's what normal is for you. Because obviously, those celebrities, those billionaires, those inventors are living a different fact, a different concept, a different reality, a different belief. Right? So like, not following your dream is a norm for in a certain area. And following your dreams is a norm in a certain area. So life is like a choice. And God has given us enough, more than enough solution for every excuse that we can come up with. You say Black Lives Matter, excuse me? How many rich black motherfuckers God has given you that has surpassed the victim state? Because they came from the same world that you came. Because as far as growth goes, like we are all the same. Like the world was a certain way and we were in it. Slavery, okay, they were slaves, okay. And it's the same people that were slaves and that came from a slave descendant that are living a life because they understand the time during slavery is not the time. The understanding of human during the time of slavery is not the same understanding we have about humanity now in 2024. But you can choose to feel that victim state if you want. Right? And then it's so funny. It's not only black people that feel victim now. It's also white. It's also foreigners. Because when you think about it, slavery wasn't just black. There were slaves in every country. But most African Americans are not aware of that. Anyways, that's not the point that I'm trying to make. Slavery existed all over the world. My family had existed. Slaves. I'm Ethiopian. This is like during my mother's time. And like so very recent. My mom is like 65, 66. I'm not even sure anymore. So it was only like 60 something years ago. That's not a long time. But like, look how fast information has brainwashed people. How do you know a right information? How do you know when you hear the truth if you don't know how to talk to yourself? Because truth lives inside you. But I can only resonate to truth when I can resonate to the truth inside me. I can only be inspired by others' creation when I am already inspired by my own creations. Because I believe in creations. I believe in co-creating with God. I believe God working, shining through us. It's that knowing within myself that's going to help me be inspired by others. And yeah, help me love others even in what they've created and learn from what they've created. I can only resonate to truth when I know the truth within my heart. The truth within my heart says that whatever created me is very beautiful. It's something beautiful and quirky, freaky, crazy, funny. Because when you truly pay attention to nature, all these living things and the insects and the things that drug their body like to move from one place to another, like when I look at that, it's like I feel like, ugh, to me it's so disgusting. But I didn't create it, something created it. The same thing that created me created it. Someone said, I was created by humans. My mother gave birth to me. Really? Did your mother put together your heartbeat, your kidney, your eyes? Did your mother have something to do painting your face, lining your teeth, growing your hair? Really? We are created to be access to earth for one another. That's just it. But who gave birth to us has nothing to do with our destiny. But lacking the knowledge of that is what cripples us, because family, it's a very strong bond, you see. We say we don't care, but we cannot. When your family member it gets fucked up, you get fucked up too. Talking emotionally. You try to ignore it, you get tired of it, but there is a scar that leaves a pain that's always there. You don't think about it every day, but it's always there. It does affect you. Because you feel like it's part of you. You see, I had to set myself free. I'm confident enough talking about the subject right now because I went through it. And it was for this reason that I went through it. I witnessed the most horrible stages of my own family members, right? But you see, just like the seed of the soul teaches us, every single thing is fulfilling a karmic journey, right? Like, don't attach anything that you see with an emotional judgment, with a judgment, basically. Just look at everything as is, just neutral, stay neutral. Your mom's a crackhead, alright, has nothing to do with you. She just gave birth to you. You're here. That's the only thing that we need to focus for as human beings is that we made it to earth. It's like humans, think about it. Your mother, whoever gave birth to you, was like a ship, right? Like the ship that we use from space to earth, right? It's just like that. I swear we really need to like track back the understanding of what it means to be a human being. I know that is the only way that we can figure this shit out. And this is important for me because I want to believe in the truth that that is boiling inside me. I have tears in my eyes right now as I say this, holding my transcript, editing it for the last 2 years, right? I know how I want to live. All of us know how we want to live. And it's not living how we want to live that kills us slowly each day. Each day, minute by minute. And then like you just fade and you just become an entity. You just become a body. You just become your organs. You just become like susceptible for entities out there. Because it's just not us. Because to me, if there isn't an entity that walk around amongst human beings that is invisible, there won't be any bad thing. Because our originality is good. We came to Earth, bro. Like, why do we fight over the things that are owned by Mother Nature? It's not you that created anything that we are fighting over on Earth. But the moment we lose ourselves, meaning the moment we detach from this true knowing, this connection, connectedness that a child has with what he wants, is broken, we just become like, just what I said, like hollow, just empty. And whether you like it or not, your organs must work. They have a duty. Your brain transfers information throughout your body. When you feel bad, there are thoughts that are attracted to feeling bad. When you feel good, there are thoughts out there that will add more happiness to you. But if you don't know that, how can you choose? Most people don't know that. Like, it's like we learn, positive thought, positive, stay positive, right? Or especially right now, right? Stay positive, stay woke, think positive. You can't think positive. No, thoughts are like on the surface. It is impossible for me to wake up and say, no, I'm going to think positive. I'm going to think positive. No, bring that thought. No. It's just impossible. It would not last more than 5 minutes. So how do you think positive then? It's a practice. You become positive. You become a positive person to think positive or to be able to think positive. What does that mean? A positive person does not run away from negative situations. He's just positive. He's just optimistic. It doesn't fucking matter how big the brick wall is. He's gonna continue to hit, in hoping that one day, right? One day, it will crumble down. A negative person will stand in front of the brick wall and be like, this I'm never gonna be able to break this wall down. So I'm just gonna be depressed and sit. So the positive person will not only find a way out every day when they're stuck in front of that brick wall, right? The positive one continues to hit. He doesn't give up. And one day he will break out. And when he breaks out, guess what? The fucking negative one is also going to come out. You see how important it is that we have to support one another? This is going to take me back to my final paper as a psychology student. How I talked about the most important thing we need is compassion and empathy. Children need to learn that. Because right now we don't even have it for ourselves. So how can we give it to others? That's why crime level is up. If a person, like an empathic person, a compassion person, will not wish or do any harm that he would not want on himself. You see, because this kind of person is selfish. We care about ourselves. Because I know doing bad for others means doing bad for myself. Whenever I send out a negative thought towards my enemy, it's going to come back to me because I am on that frequency. You see, I know that. So I will never think about my enemy in a bad way. Whenever a thought about that person comes to mind, I'm just going to think of the good things that we had. He's past. It's past. That's our past. He's my past. Bye-bye. Right? Because that's how God works. Shit. How many times throughout the day even God forgives us? But we can only understand that and respect that and live by that when we know our true selves, when we know what we are. Most of us don't. Because like I said, The only education that man has is the education that comes from school. It's just information. It's limited. Right? It's always limited. That I remember I hated writing throughout the research papers. It's like I fucking hate it. It's like every single thing that comes out of my mind needs to be referenced. I hated the reference page. Because I'm like such a creative being. I just want to go on and on, right? Clairvoyant, right? I was like, what the fuck do you want me to reference? Clairvoyant. But no, where did you hear this? Is this really a fact? Because it needs to be a fact. What? When we are running after a fact, we're going to be wasting time, because God is not about fact. Because look at creation. Right? Like, anyways, I feel hungry.